Well, for more, let's bring in our panel. CBN senior White House correspondent Kelly Wright and Nathan Gonzales, editor and publisher of Inside Elections, who also happens to be a Faith Nation contributor. Welcome to both of you. It's good to have you.
So, gentlemen, today we learned the Justice Department reportedly told Trump back in May that his name is among many in the Epstein Files. Also today, a federal judge said she would not release grand jury documents in the case. Nathan, to you first. How does all of this complicate the White House's efforts to show some transparency on the Epstein case, especially with so much public pressure coming from the president's own supporters?
I think that they're in a little bit of a mess, right? And I think that they knew that calling on the court to release a grand jury, the grand jury statements that probably wasn't going to result in anything. But the president and the White House are in a bind here, and ultimately, the base wants to have that transparency that they believe that they were promised. And politically, I don't think that this means that Republicans or the base are going to vote for Democrats suddenly or that. But right now, it is pulling Capitol Hill it's paralyzing Capitol Hill. And the Capitol Hill and Republicans aren't able to work on other issues that do affect the American people because they're trying to figure out how to navigate this particular situation.
Yeah, and Kelly, with that federal judge blocking the release of those grand jury records, what is the White House's plan B now, and what next steps could we see from the administration?
To be clear, right now, we do not know. We try to get that question in today during today's White House press briefing. Look, the Attorney General has made it clear that she will continue to push for, as the president has requested, more transparency about what happened and getting the information out there. So we have to wait and see exactly how she will proceed now that the judge has blocked this.
You talked about that press briefing. The Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was also there at the White House today. She says they have no reason to believe the Obama administration, including President Obama himself and his top intelligence chief, manufactured intelligence about Russian meddling in the 2016 election. I believe I actually misread that. They have reason to believe to undermine the Trump administration during his first administration. Kelly, can you tell us a little bit more about that? And did Gabbard break any new ground today?
She broke new ground in releasing information from her DNI office going back to 2017. And in that, she talked about the fact that the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, along with some of his top people in the intelligence community, actually manufactured intelligence to actually create a coup against Donald Trump as the president of the United States. When she was asked if she believed that the former president, committed treason, she said that is something for the Justice Department to decide and a court of law to decide. And when asked if she believed that the former president would be brought to trial because of the fact that the Supreme Court actually exonerates or excludes members of the executive branch, the President of the United States, they're protected. And she said that is up to the Justice Department once again. So this really opens up a can of worms that many people are just kind of scratching their heads saying, what is going on? When will the shoe drop? The Obama administration, which has never talked about this, an Obama spokesperson just yesterday talked about the fact that they believe that this is a sideshow and that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, is trying to sidetrack and sidestep the issue of Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, Nathan, former President Obama was directly implicated in this case, Tulsi Gabbard said today. Your thoughts on that?
Well, if we look at the details, that two things, was there evidence that Russia meddled with vote counting and that tabulations? There is not evidence, but is there evidence that Russia tried to influence the 2016 election? I think the answer is yes, because on July 13th of 2018, the Justice Department under President Trump indicted 12 Russian intelligence officials for hacking in relation to the 2016 election. So there is some evidence there, but broadly, I think there should be a concern that the current president of the United States was sharing a fake video, an AI-created video of a former president getting arrested and charging him with treason. And I think that President Trump has normalized some of these things, but this is not normal. And if they have the evidence against President Obama or people in the administration, charge them, take it to court, and let the process play out rather than just standing behind a podium and making very serious allegations.
Yeah, we'll see where the DOJ takes this case. Turning to Hunter Biden, he's making some news. He gave an interview to the At Our Table podcast where he really blasted Democrats for ousting his father in 2024. He spared no one, Kelly. How is the Hunter Biden conversation being received by Democrats and Republicans here in Washington?
I'll start with the Republicans first. They're looking at this saying, oh, well, no surprise here. I'll look to Democrats now saying, yeah, some of the Democrats are saying that he's right, that Hunter Biden is exactly right, that he was abandoned by, his father was abandoned by Democrats in office. How will the Democrats respond to this? Well, they're looking for leadership. They are leaderless and rudderless right now, as many critics have attested to. And so they will wait, and we'll have to wait and see how they really coalesce behind these statements that Hunter Biden has made in defense of his father, which some people on both sides of the aisle actually understand, although they don't understand all of the proclivity that he has, the penchant for he has for dropping F-bombs.
We are heading into the dog days of summer. The House is on recess early. Nathan, what will you be watching for when both the House and Senate return from their annual August recess?
Well, it's going to be, it's going to be a few weeks. And I think, how does the Epstein case play out, or how does the situation play out before Congress comes back into session? Because, the House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Ms. Maxwell as well. And are they able to, either before we get to the Congress coming back or in those first few days, get past this so that Congress can get to the other bills and the other business that Congress needs to do?
Now, Kelly, I saw you shaking your head in agreement there.
Well, Nathan's right. That's part of it. But don't forget exactly what happened during today's White House press briefing from Tulsi Gabbard, and that information, which is stunning, that some people are now looking at the former President of the United States, Barack Obama, as being treasonous. And that is going to make for a lot of discussion while Congress is out of session.
Okay. Kelly and Nathan, thank you both very much.